What's going on, guys? I hope you guys had a nice weekend and a nice St. Patrick's Day. And today I got an RU match from Pokemon Showdown. I had this battle this past weekend, I believe, and it turned out very nice. My opponent was very pleasant to battle with. And normally what I do when I'm trying to make a team to battle with or try to get some good footage with, I like to look at the list of what's in the tier, and I usually pick one or two Pokemon and then kind of build around them, or just try to find things that synergize well with them. And this week when I was looking, I saw that Rhydon was bumped up from NU to RU, and I found that was pretty cool, mainly because I really liked using Rhydon in NU just because he's a complete monster with an Inviolite, just because he can take physical attacks that aren't super effective, of course, very well, and with 130 base attack, he can dish out some serious damage. But it worked out rather nice. And looking at my opponent's team, one thing I noticed right off the bat is that he has a Smeargle. And whenever you see a Smeargle, like 9.5 times out of 10, they're going to end up either setting up with it, either Quiver Dance or Shell Smash to try to baton pass them off. And also, they're probably going to spore you immediately. So right there, I saw that and I was like, crap, just because I don't have anything that can absorb that, like a Magmortar or something with Vital Spirit. But anyways, getting right into the battle, he started off with his Smeargle like I thought, and right here I realized I made a mistake because I didn't really think about the Smeargle that much at first, so I started out with Rhydon, but he goes for the Spore and puts me to sleep, but luckily I do wake up immediately, which is very helpful. He gets his rocks up and I just Rock Blast, and which gets rid of the Smeargle because it does bypass the Focus Sash, which is awesome. And right here, he brings in his Rotom-Mow, and I really don't want to die immediately. But he goes for a Volt Switch as I bring in my Lilligant. Lilligant takes that easily. And he brings in his Durant here, which my Lilligant cannot take an X-Scissor whatsoever from that thing. So I'm forced to switch out. I bring in my Quagsire as he just goes for an X-Scissor, and I can easily just recover off that damage or whatever. And right here, I figured that he would switch, so I just went straight for the recover just because I didn't want to go for the Toxic and him stay in, because that would be rather bad because he can just take me out with a third X-Scissor. Right here, I called his bluff to see if he would go for the Volt Switch again, but no, he goes straight for the Leaf Storm. I bring in my Lilligant right here so I can start setting up some Quiver Dances. Maybe I can get a little bit of a sweep going. But he brings in an Absol here. And with Absols, it's all about a guessing game because you never know when they're going to Sucker Punch or not. So right here, I figured, okay, I can outspeed him regardless, so I'll just go straight for the Sleep Powder. I have nothing to lose. So I go for the Sleep Powder, and I know he's going to switch, or I can just get up some free Quiver Dances. So that's exactly what I do. I go for a second Quiver Dance as he brings in his Druddigon, and right here, I really didn't want anything taking an Outrage, aside from my Rhydon, and it can't take him that well, so I get off a nice half on Druddigon with Petal Dance, which works out. And I bring my Rhydon right here, just because I figured I can take probably 2 Outrages, which right here, that's confirmed. So I'm able to get my rocks up, which is very nice to have. And right here, I end up just going for the Rock Blast just to get as much damage off, on whatever. But he brings in his Slowking, which he probably didn't realize this, but I had the Mega Horn, which Mega Horn on Rhydon, coming from 394 attack, is massive, and I will easily take that out. But in comes the Durant, and this Durant is a bit of a problem just because it outspeeds everything on my team except for Rotom. But right here, I bring in my Rotom just because I can get some damage off. And he brings in his own Rotom to take the Thunderbolt. And one major thing here is that I get the HAX on his Rotom-Mow, which is awesome. And right here, I just keep going for the Thunderbolts just because I have no reason not to, really. Just because it's not going to do that much. But he brings in his Druddigon. I didn't think a Thunderbolt would kill it, but unfortunately, I get knocked out by an Outrage, which isn't that bad. But at this point in the battle, I was getting a little bit worried just because I'm left with just my Kabutops and my Emboar, and they're both very nice to have late game, but I was still a little bit worried just because he had his Durant, which was causing some problems. But my Kabutops easily takes out the Druddigon and the Rotom-Mow, which that HAX was very helpful in that situation because otherwise I would not have been able to outspeed it. But he brings in his Durant as I bring in my Emboar right here. And right here, I thought I was going to lose because I was like, oh crap, like I don't know if I can take it. But I do survive right here. And I didn't really realize it at the time, so I went for Flare Blitz. And it's kind of funny because I also forgot that this Absol was asleep. So otherwise, I probably would have gone for the Superpower because it would have one hit regardless. So I end up taking out the Absol, but Flarebit's recoil ends up taking me out too, so I end up knocking myself out, and that results in a tie. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed the battle. It was very fun for me, and I hope you guys have a good one, and I'll see you later.